Welcome to Graybo's Giblets. We are Gray Burnett. Ryan Fitz, who's over there. See him? Ryan, come say hi.
Hey, Fitz.
Duke Dodson, and we own a sports card shop called Graybo Sports Card in a sports bar called Parlay in Richmond, VA. We know you don't have 40 hours per week to pour over podcasts and spreadsheets, but we want to get in on the action, so we do the work for you. We bring you 30-minute giblets each week so you can feel good heading to the window and into the weekend. We are the crossroads of sports lovers, fantasy heads, sports betting, and sports cards. And we're out here dropping giblets for the people. It is freaking football season, Denny. Are we ready to go? We are talking about fantasy football today, but stay tuned all week. College football, NFL picks. But today, let's get into fantasy football. How we feeling about football?
Man,
Denny?
I could not be more excited. Had my first fantasy draft a week ago. Got another one tomorrow night with you. I am juiced.
He is juiced. So, you already had your, 12-man league, college buddies redraft.
Correct.
And tomorrow we have Dynasty, which is just kind of rookies and then free agents if you want to pick them up. So, a couple fantasy league formats, and then I want you to pick your favorite. So obviously, the standard fantasy football redraft, which is kind of I've kind of stepped back a little bit. I'm out of 2 leagues this year for the just the standard. I'm picking Dynasty, which I love. So you got the Dynasty League where you draft your team the first year, and then you're like the GM, the coach, and then you have the rookie draft. I like this new thing called the Eliminator. It's been out for a little bit, where you have 18 guys for the 18 weeks of the season. You draft your team, and it's like Roto. The lowest team, it's like best ball. The lowest team gets eliminated. All their players go into free agency, and you have like $100 salary, and you can bid on the new players. What do you think about that format?
I've never done that format, but it sounds awesome.
It is so fun. And then, of course, we love DFS. DraftKings will lose money on that. And then there's your best ball tournaments that everyone's playing on DraftKings and Underdog and all those apps. What is your favorite to play? You still a standard guy, or are you gravitating towards, daily fantasy more, dynasty? What are your thoughts?
Well, I like it all. For years, I was a guy that did 4 or 5 leagues each year, and we did redrafts, and so it's a lot of maintenance, 4 or 5 teams, and you can do it with redraft every Wednesday. You just got to add, drop, get your lineups in. I've done Dynasty with you now for 3 or 4 years, and I'm leaning towards that being, I think, the purest form. It benefits folks who watch college football, understand rookies. It benefits folks who think long-term, think strategically, and you feel like a real GM because you're building, you can have the veteran QB, you have the rookie hot shot, and you can do that by position. But it takes some adjustment into Dynasty, as you know. Like, I accidentally dropped JSN his rookie year because
You didn't get it.
I kept him for Alan Lazard, for example, which was not a good play by me. But I'm getting the hang of it, and I'm looking forward to the rookie draft tomorrow.
Let's get it. And
yeah.
A lot of good rookies that we'll probably be talking about in this podcast. Really good running back class. So let's get into it. Let's start with the quarterbacks. Now you kind of gravitate towards like old school. You used to just do like standard. Now we have half PPR, PPR. It's kind of what everyone's playing. So we're going to be talking. I'm talking about mostly half PPR. So kind of both PPR and towards the standard. So we're going to be in the middle here with half PPR. And so let's talk a little bit about the quarterbacks first. Tier 1 quarterbacks, everyone knows the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jacksons, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts are the Tier 1 guys because they can use their legs. They also have great offenses and can throw the ball. Joe Burrow's right there for me as well. I know we're going to be both on them for MVP. We know those guys. But let's talk about our top 3, maybe ADP-wise, that you can get good value on that. We wouldn't mind starting as our number 1. For me, my strategy is actually to not take one of these top quarterbacks. The quarterbacks, there's so many good ones that you can get, 8th round, 9th round, 10th round, that can kind of compete with the Josh Allens and the Lamar Jacksons of the world. Now, don't get me wrong. If Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are there, and it just happens to fall in my lap, I will take them. But more than likely, I'll wait on a quarterback is my strategy. What's your strategy when it comes to quarterback and drafting?
Yeah, I probably err towards the side of waiting on QB still, but I'm with you. We're like, you gotta see how the draft evolves, and I've taken Josh and Lamar. There's an opportunity. Might take Jaden this year, but for the most part, I tend to wait.
Okay. So let's get into your top 3 fantasy quarterbacks in comparison to ADP. Why do you like these 3? Let's start with let's go from 3 to 1. Like, who would be your third, and then going to 1. Who are your top 3, starting with your third favorite?
Okay, so in relation to ADP, I think Drake May is somebody to consider. I'm not sure if I have enough confidence in him to be my one and only QB, but you can get him pretty late. He looked good towards the end of last year, got a new head coach. Vegas has New England at 4 more wins this year than last year, which is a major improvement. I think the defense got better. I think they're going to be a much more competitive team this year. And I like what I saw out of Drake May. Again, am I comfortable with him being my 1? Maybe not, but he's a great backup. Number 2, I'm going to go Baker. If you believe in tiers, and I do, most fantasy rankings have him at the bottom of tier 2. So when you're getting the bottom of a tier, it means you're getting somebody almost as good as that top of that tier 2, but you're getting him much later. You might get him a whole round later than quarterback number 5, for example. He's going around like QB 8 in a lot of drafts. So I took Baker in my draft a week ago. I think I got him in the 6th round, and so I'm very happy with him there. I think we've seen enough of Baker to makes you believe he's here to stay, and he's an exciting player. And number 1, I'm going to go Justin Fields as, again, best in relation to ADP. I'm not saying I'm going to take him as my 1, but he got huge upside. You saw it in Chicago. You saw it in spurts last year. I think for a best ball format, Justin Fields is your dream because you don't have to start him. He's just always in the lineup, right? And when he pops, he pops. The problem with drafting him is you're probably taking him as your second quarterback, which means you don't know when to start him, and trying to time that up is like trying to catch lightning in a bottle. So that's the only trouble. You put him on your roster as your second quarterback, and let's say your first is like, a Baker or somebody like that. It's going to be tough deciding every week when to start him because like the data's not going to tell you when to start him. He's going to pop when he pops.
I agree. And I agree with 2 out of the 3 quarterbacks there. I actually am going to be a huge fade on Baker this year. He's on my do not draft list. I just think he's, from what he did last year, like incredible stats last year, I think he's just going to regress, and you can get better value later in the draft. So that's our first argument.
Okay.
Is I'm off Baker, fading Baker. Just think he's going to regress from all the good stats he had last year. But 2 of those guys are my top 2. My number 3 is Penix. Number 23 ADP for quarterbacks. He's kind of like your lottery ticket. He would be my backup, my number 2. I don't think he would be my starter. But if my starter went down, I would be ecstatic to have Michael Penix as my backup quarterback and can fill in for a few weeks. You look at their offense, Bijan is going to be an unbelievable top 2 pick. Drake London, this is his breakout year. Everyone's really high on Drake London. Darnell Mooney is one of the best sleepers in fantasy football. So you put all 3 of those guys together. Who's throwing the football? Penix. Very good arm strength, going to throw the ball down the field, and maybe this is the year for Kyle Pitts. I laugh every time I say that because he's just an underachiever, but you add him into the offense as well. So I like Penix, and then my top 2, Drake May and Justin Fields, like them, would start them. Like they'd be my number 1 if they fall to me and I get them late. I am fine with starting both these guys. Drake May, who's number 15 on the ADP. I can move him up a little bit. Josh McDaniels is the new offensive coordinator. Watch what he does with Drake May. He's going to design some runs for Drake May. We're going to get some rushing touchdowns out of Drake May this year. They bulked up the offensive line. They added Diggs, wide receiver. And then, obviously, you got Graybo as the new coach. I just think the Patriots upgraded everywhere. And you look at Drake May's stats last year, not too bad. So, with that offense last year, I just think he is going to be so improved in the card world. You should be buying Drake May right now out of that rookie class, other than Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to break out as the second best behind Jaden Daniels. That's my hot take for fantasy football this year is Drake May is the guy. Don't be scared to draft him. I think the Patriots will be the number 2 team in the East behind Buffalo. Obviously, Buffalo will run away with that division, but then the Patriots and then the Jets and the Dolphins. So
to give you some context, Baker actually got him in the 7th round. In our 12-person league, 15-round draft, Fields went in the 13th round, and Drake May went in the 14th round.
Yeah, so, I would eat that up.
Yeah.
I would eat that up because Fields is my number 1, like Denny said, number 11. 6 starts last year with Pittsburgh. He finished as the quarterback 7. So if he continued to play, he uses his legs very well. He has some targets with Garrett Wilson now. I like Fields to finally get the starting job and keep that for the whole year and see what he does fantasy-wise. So Fields and May were kind of on. I love that. I love both those guys. And then Penix is my 3. You have Baker, who I'm fading, which is going to be interesting. Maybe a bet to see is Baker going to be, what could our bet be? Top 8. Top 8 is probably a good bet, right? Because he's, 7 overall?
7th or 8th,
maybe.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. We can do that. $20. Let's do $20. Friendly bet.
Let's do it.
Baker Mayfield is out of the top 8. You have him in the top 8. That Tampa Bay offense is good. I'll give you that. But I think he will regress this year. All right. For the quarterbacks, best rookie. Who's the best rookie that's going to break out? I didn't want to say Cam Ward. I wanted to go a little bit different. And have you seen Jackson Dart in the preseason? Woo! 2 games has looked really good. Russell Wilson will not be the starting quarterback at the end of the year. It will be Jackson Dart. I like him to break out as the best rookie. And then my kind of like sleeper best rookie is if Sam Darnold can't get together, Jalen Milroe is going to be my guy. We just hit a nice autograph card of him.
I did.
That will be putting in the shop. So come get your Jalen Milroes. All right, who's your breakout rookie?
Yeah, I'm going to go chalk here. I'm going to go Cam. You probably heard me talk bad about him last year when he was in college. I didn't like the lackadaisical nature he sometimes portrays in the backfield there. But he's won me over with his work ethic, his attitude. You probably heard this report. Showing up every day at 5 a.m. He's a leader. I loved all the Shador versus him content. That got me going a little bit as well. But no, I mean, he's obviously got a great arm. His draft capital and getting started out of the gate means they're going to be patient with him. He's going to get exposure out of the gate, but he didn't have to be perfect right away. He's not going to lose the job for a while. He's here to stay, so give me Cam.
Yeah, I think that the Titans' offense is going to be, they're going to be bad this year, but I think he's going to get a lot of exposure, a lot of practice, and is going to be a pretty good quarterback in the NFL. He has great arm strength, great accuracy, can use his legs a little bit. And don't forget, they got Calvin Ridley. They got Tony Pollard, so he'll have a little bit of pop for sure. All right, my favorite sleeper, obviously I was praising him about drafting him earlier in this podcast, is going to be Drake May for me for all the reasons I talked about earlier. How about yourself? Who's your favorite sleeper to draft in fantasy? And getting Drake May in the, what was it, 14th round? Is unbelievable.
Yeah, I like May, obviously. I'm going to throw Caleb in the mix as a potential. I'm not comfortable enough with him to be my number 1. I expect to see him get better year over year, and I love his new coach. He was the offensive coordinator at Detroit. He's the guy who got Jared Goff in a right headspace and got him going. I think he's going to be a much better coach for Caleb than what he had last year. So give me Caleb in not a sophomore slump, but a sophomore step up.
He had some good highlights preseason game, throwing the ball downfield. Has better protection this year, and like you said, much better coach, much better offensive-minded coach. Yeah, breakout season for Caleb, maybe. Who to avoid in your drafts? I think everyone knows the 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. His family hates him. He's old, banged up. Steelers, not good. Avoid him at all costs. And then for me, the other guy is Tua, just based on his concussion history and what's going on there. Is McDaniels going to make it through the year? Is Tyreek Hill going to be trouble? He already wants out. The only person I do like on the actually 2 A-Chain is a beast when healthy, and I think Jalen Waddle can be better this year. But I am going to fade Tua, and especially if Tua goes down, the Dolphins are in trouble. Take the under on the Dolphins win total. That's my bet of the day. All right, who are you avoiding in your drafts?
I'm actually avoiding a guy named Patrick Mahomes at his current price. Obviously great NFL quarterback, but last year pretty bad fantasy quarterback, very inconsistent fantasy wise. Not saying that the Chiefs won't be good, not saying they won't win games, but if you're taking him, 6th quarterback overall, I just think you're missing the boat. I'd rather get more depth at running back or receiver in that round and wait on quarterback over taking Mahomes. I would probably take Mahomes in the 10th or 12th quarterback overall, not top 6. I agree with you. Rodgers is cooked. Not enough ayahuasca in the world to get him to go to football again. Obviously Anthony Richardson, Danny Dimes, whoever wins that job, fade, and then anyone on the Browns, I would fade.
Anyone on the Browns?
Any of the quarterbacks on the Browns.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's a great bet. Like, is Flacco the clear starter? Are they going to keep all 4 of them? Like, what are they doing?
I don't think they know. No one knows. I have no idea. I would assume Flacco's going to start the first 4 games. One of the rookies will emerge. Probably Shador eventually, but I have no idea. I don't really care.
They're going to cut Kenny Pickett and just keep the rookies? Like, what are they doing?
I do not know.
Like, on the depth chart right now, it's Flacco, Pickett's 2, Gabriel's 3, and Shador's still 4, but I don't.
And Deshaun Watson's out there somewhere.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson's still on the squad.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And they picked someone else up earlier.
Tyler Huntley.
It's
embarrassing.
Fade the Browns. All right, let's get into running backs. A position that you used to draft all the time at number 1 and would draft 8 running backs in the first round. Now it's wide receiver heavy because of this PPR, and just the wide receivers are really, really good. And you're seeing the running backs get injured. You're seeing running backs, by committee. So it's tougher and tougher to find a really good running back to get your team to the fantasy championship. But I think we found 3 that you're going to need that can probably win some games for you. So let's start with Denny's number 3. Oh, before I do that, sorry. The top tier running backs, tier 1, because Bijan is 1, Jahmyr Gibbs 2 on my list, Saquon Barkley's 3 in tier 1. Then you got Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Ashton Junty, who's a rookie at 6, A-Chain at 7, Jonathan Taylor at 8, and Josh Jacobs at 9. Bucky Irvin rounding out the top 10.
Where'd you have Gibbs there?
Gibbs was 2.
2, okay.
For me. So it could be different for you, just kind of going off my rankings and the site I use, Fantasy Pros, who take a lot of the experts and they kind of, put them together and make those rankings. So give me your top 3. I see you're going with one of the top guys here.
Yeah. So, a lot of drafts these days, a lot of times we'll get, there's some kind of format where you can pick your draft spot. You win the right to do it or it's random. And a lot of times you're trying to pick, maybe you zero in on Chase or Bijan, you go 1 or 2. Maybe you like going 11 or 12 on the back end. And sometimes you'll do it again by the word tier, which I've seen Gibbs going 4th and 5th in a lot of 4th and 5th running back overall. And so when I looked at tiers, like I was willing to take the 5th pick.
I'm with you.
And basically at the 5th pick, you can get Chase, Bijan, Saquon, Jefferson, or Gibbs, whoever's left. And I think whoever you're left with, you're happy. I think Gibbs is going on the end of that range a lot. So I'm gonna mention Gibbs as a value, even though he's going early, because I think he's pretty close to those top guys, and I'd rather have 5th because you have a much better pick on the way back. Obviously the Lions offense, Gibbs catches the ball in the backfield. Yes, Montgomery gets some time. He gets a lot of time, but Gibbs' production is going to be up there. Second, I know you're going to talk about this guy, Kenny Walker in Seattle. I'm going to let you. You've already got your notes. I'll let you go through all of that.
All right.
Number 1, I'm going to go with Chuba. Chuba was great last year. If you look at the depth chart, it's clearly his backfield. He's not really threatened. I think the Panthers will be a little bit better this year, and you can get Chuba really, as a 15th running back, and I think that's great value.
He had an unbelievable season on a very bad team And they really like. I think they signed him. They extended his contract.
Yeah.
I like that pick. My 3, starting out with a guy I had. Let me go back a little bit. So I won. I came in 3rd in our so we get to draft pick our position. So I came in 3rd. I won one or 2. Chaser, Bijan. Really happy with. But 1 and 2 went before me, and I chose 6 over 3, 4, or 5. Maybe I should have gone with 5. But I am happy at 6 with either Jefferson, Lamb, or Gibbs, or Barkley, whoever falls to me, and then you're kind of in the middle. I liked much better when I was doing mock drafts my second round coming back, where I was landing on like Drake London and guys like that. Then the 3rd pick coming back, because it was like Jonathan Taylor. I was like, I want a young stud receiver coming back than an old vet like Jonathan Taylor. So I took the 6th pick with the 3rd overall.
And got who?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
But looking at it, right, you Chase, Bijan, one of them, but I think they're going to go 1 or 2. I'll be pissed if Bijan goes 3 and I didn't get 3, but I'm pretty certain that they will go 1 or 2. And then, thinking about it, it'll probably be like Saquon, Gibbs, Lamb, and then I'll pick Jefferson, right? So I'm fine with either of those guys. Looking at it, how did your first 6 go? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so I ended up getting the 3rd pick because 5th was taken. Jamar went 1, which I knew was going to happen. I honestly thought Saquon was going to go 2, so I was hoping I would get Bijan based on who was picking, but he took Bijan, so I got Saquon 3rd.
Is that Keith in your picture right there?
That is Keith, yeah. Isn't that beautiful? That's him as Ric Flair outfit at our draft. Yeah.
All right, so, and then who went 4?
Then Jefferson, Gibbs, and then McCaffrey went next, which is a...
Yeah, McCaffrey I got at 7, 8. I'm not taking McCaffrey at 6. Can he definitely win you a championship? Absolutely. Just worried about his health.
I would argue he's the biggest risk reward in the draft, and then Tyreek's kind of in the mix too. I think somebody who could win you a league or really hurt you, depending on when you get him.
Yes, I'm with you there. But some guy that helped me win last year that a lot of people are not talking about because he was on a bad offense is Tony Pollard. Tennessee Titans. He's their absolute workhorse. I'm not scared of Tajee Spears. He was 9th in snap share among all running backs. He is 25th ranked in ADP. So a good late round running back to fill your lineups as a number 2 guy. And then Cam Ward is going to help. I mean, people are going to quarterback spy, some check downs to Tony Pollard. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as well. And I think he's going to get some more red zone looks as well because Cam Ward is a better quarterback. They're going to have better opportunities to score. So I actually like Tony Pollard a lot. As a you're not drafting him in the first 4 or 5 rounds, guys. Like, this is a good running back to get as your number 2 or maybe your flex. I would be happy with that. My number 2 is Kenneth Walker. When not injured, he is a cheat code. People are not talking about him. He's going in the end of the 2nd, early 3rd, and go get him. Because when he's not injured, he's an absolute workhorse for the Seahawks. I know Zach Charbonnet's there, but, they drafted Charbonnet, and they're still feeding Kenneth Walker. And he is one of the best running backs on first downs reception-wise, which I did not know that without researching that. But that's good to know in PPR leagues as well, because he can pass block. He's on the field a lot more than Zach Charbonnet for sure. But he does get injured. That's the one thing you got to look at. I think that's what's holding him back from a real early 2nd-round pick to an early. He's now an early 3rd round. So I'm going to snag him if he's there in the 3rd round, that's for sure. But my number 1 running back, who I think will be a top 5 running back this year, is Chase Brown. He is the number 11 right now. I can see him as being top 5. They released their back. This is how much they love Chase Brown. Released Zach Moss, who was the starter last year up until the 9th week. So they released him. So Chase Brown, without Zach Moss last year, who was hurt, had 79% of the snaps. In weeks 9 through 17, he was running back number 4. So he won a lot of people's leagues. I don't even know who his backup is. You're checking it right now.
Samaje Perine, Taj Brooks, and Gary Brightwell.
Yeah.
So I would agree with you there.
Yep. Chase Brown is going to be on the field so much in one of the best offenses in the NFL because the Bengals D is so bad. The Bengals are going to score 40 points a game. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown. I love all of them. Get them all. Now, obviously, you probably shouldn't get them all because bye weeks, but I will take 2 of the 4 all day, and Chase Brown is my number 1 get out of all those guys. Even if I did have the number 1 pick, I still want Chase Brown. He is my guy. He's my dude this year. Need him, want him. Who got Chase Brown in your league?
Let's see when Chase Brown went.
It's got to be a second rounder, in my opinion. But
he went late second round, 23rd overall pick.
Get back to me. Come on.
Yeah,
I
could have taken him or Brock Bowers, and I took Brock Bowers.
That's fine. But, I mean, that's fine. Can't go wrong with Brock either. But I'm taking Chase Brown. He's going to lead my team this year. All right, best rookie, Duke, to come out. Obviously, we all know Ashton Jeanty is going to be one of a kind. He's ranked the 6th best running back right now for the Raiders and hasn't even played an NFL snap, but he's going to be really good. He's the obvious guy. Do you have anybody else? This is a really deep running back class. I know you've been watching the preseason, our Virginia Hopewell boy. Mm-hmm. Who you got?
So I think there's a lot of really talented rookie running backs that could start out of the gate and or win the job. So I think there's a lot to choose from. And rookie running backs are always a bit of a risk. But, yeah, I'm drinking the Travion Kool-Aid, and I know that his draft, a lot of things are happening in his favor. Having a good preseason. Ramondre's dinged up. Ramondre fumbled a bunch last year. Travion never fumbles. I think there's a lot going for him. And so he's getting more and more expensive. But I still like him. Hopewell kid, my buddy coached him in high school. I'm a homer on that guy for sure. And I think you got to talk about Hampton, right? He's gotten like basically all the first team. Put the Hopewell helmet on for me.
Come on, Hopewell.
Yeah.
Hopewell.
This is a visual medium. I'm just gonna increase our YouTube views for sure.
Makes my head look.
It doesn't quite fit.
I can't fit it on. But Travion, Hopewell.
But yeah, Amari and Hampton, I think you got to consider him. He went in the 2nd round in our draft, which is a little early. I think I'm more of a 3rd round on him.
Yeah.
But he went really early in our draft by a guy who wins the league a lot. So
really likes him. Huh?
Yeah. I got Travion in the 3rd round for what it's worth. Which was early. This is
Amari
and Hampton went second round. I took Travion in the 3rd.
I thought you got Travion.
27th overall pick. Yeah.
Okay. Gosh, I don't know if I would take those rookie running backs that early, but who knows? They could be stars.
Yeah.
And with Dynasty coming up tomorrow, they are going to be stars. Hampton's going to be, probably the 2nd overall behind Ashton. Travion is probably going to make it to you, hopefully, like
in the 5th,
at 5.
Yeah.
I need a starting running back so bad at the 8th pick. My running backs are not great in our Dynasty League, but there's so many good ones. Got the kid out of Denver who's working his way up the depth chart. But my favorite is the guy in Pittsburgh that could start, Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, who can start right away. He has to beat out Warren, who is a decent running back, has shown he hasn't been the number 1, right? Look what happened to Alexander Madison, who was a good backup to Dalvin Cook. They gave him a chance to be the starter in Minnesota and was not good. So I think Caleb Johnson can give them some flash, can give Pittsburgh, who loves to run the ball, like him a lot, to come out and win that starting job. I hope he makes it to me at the 8th overall pick.
Look who I took in the 6th round.
Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, buddy.
Smart. I mean, this guy, you got some. Is you sure that's not a Dynasty League?
I know, it looks like it.
But I really like Caleb Johnson. He is also my best sleeper, my favorite rookie this year. And I love this running back class. And Junkins for Cleveland, who now is cleared, is another one that can get a start. But Jerome Ford does look good in preseason. So I think he actually will be the backup for a little bit. Behind Jerome Ford. So, sleepers for me, Caleb Johnson and Tony Pollard. I already spoke about both of them. Who is your favorite sleeper? You got another rookie on this list,
going
baby.
I'm going deep sleeper.
You homer.
So this guy is currently 3rd on the depth chart for his team. I watched him play a lot in college. His name is Bashal Tootin out of Virginia Tech. Tootin is a workhorse. He carried Virginia Tech's really bad offense the last 2 years. And, yes, he's 3rd on the depth chart in Jacksonville. Ahead of me, you have ETN, you got Bigsby, right? I'm not sold on either one of those guys being the dude. I'm not saying Tootin's going to start the first 6 weeks, but I'm hoping late in the year he's going to start and could be a guy that could, win you a playoff game or two in your fantasy leagues. I think he's more of a dynasty pick than a redraft, but I'm not got him in like the 12th round of my redraft.
So you got 3 rookies.
Yes.
Do you have more?
Ed receiver, yeah.
You love the young talent.
Yeah.
But look at the young talent last year. Brian Thomas,
Yeah.
Neighbors. They're both first and second rounders now. Like, dude. And Junty went where?
Jonty went in 12th pick overall.
12th overall.
Yeah.
Yes, I know he went to the Raiders. Thank you, Fitz. Fitz is shouting Raiders in the corner.
Thanks, Fitz.
We got to get you a Tootin jersey.
Oh, yeah.
The Jaguars jerseys look cool.
Yeah.
We need to get you a Tootin jersey.
100%.
For sure. All right, who are we avoiding? For me, it's easy. It's going to be Joe Mixon, who probably will start this season hurt and on IR. But they also picked up Nick Chubb. I didn't really like how they used Mixon last year in Houston. So avoid Mixon at all costs, especially in standard leagues. Unfortunately, he is on my dynasty team. But it is what it is. That's why I need a running back this year. Because the other guy on my dynasty team is someone that you're going to avoid. My running backs are starting to fade here. But who are you avoiding besides Mixon?
I'm avoiding Mixon with you for the same reasons. I'm avoiding Ramondre because I do think Trayvon's going to be nipping at his heels. At best, Ramondre is getting half the snaps by week 5 or less. And not, again, the fumbling issue is an issue, and Vrabel doesn't like it. He's not going to deal with it. So, finally, also Brian Robinson. I think there's rumors of them
They want to
trading him. There's a couple of guys that could take some snaps away from him, and even if when he's in, he's not as productive as you like him to be as number 1. So I'm avoiding B-Rob.
He stinks.
Yeah.
I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt coming back so early from getting shot. I was like, he's a hero. And the man just runs right into the offensive line, gets a yard every time. And they've given him a shot, and he's frustrating to watch. And they really like this rookie. And I don't even know. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, he's like 5th on the depth chart, but I don't know if he's going to get cut or if he's going to start.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Like
Jamari Krosky Merritt.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, Denny. Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you keeping up with the Commanders. All right, so for us, we really like Hubbard, Kenneth Walker, and Gibbs. And then for me, I added Chase Brown and Tony Pollard. We're both on Walker. And then we're both avoiding Mixon, Brian Robinson, Ramondre Stevenson, and we like the rookie class. Go get some rookies. All right, wide receivers, here we go. Last year it was the wide receivers that took over the rookie class. This year it's the running backs. There's a couple good rookie receivers, but one in particular that I will talk about that I think is going to have a really good season. But, Denny, your top 3 fantasy receivers to go get this year, who are they?
Okay, not the sexiest pick, but my third receiver that you can get value on is Jacoby Myers.
Ooh.
PPR machine, currently going 36th. I think he finished in the top 12 last year. Second, Cortland Sutton. He's going as late as 24th overall receiver. He's definitely the number 1 in Denver, and I'm really big on Cortland Sutton this year. And finally, maybe a surprising name to you, Marvin Harrison. His talent is still there. He obviously had a disappointing rookie season from a fantasy standpoint, but he did pick up speed the second half of the year, and I think he's going to have a big step up this year, second year with the quarterback, the system, the team. So check out Marvin Harrison.
Right, he's like the one guy last year, Brian Thomas, great year. Malik Neighbors, great year. And then Marvin Harrison was just And so people are forgetting his name. But remember, he was the number 1 rookie last year. Cardinals. Can Kyler Murray be the guy? Let's see. This is kind of like Kyler Murray's last year, with the leash. I'm like, is he good or is he bad?
He's good, but he's short. He's good, but short. Yeah.
All right, my 3, I'm starting at number 3. George Pickens finally finds a home in Dallas, number 29 ADP at wide receiver. He's going to be unleashed with everyone, focusing in on CeeDee Lamb. You say all you want about Dak, but Dak can throw to the receivers and get him the ball. and is a decent fantasy quarterback. And I think Pickens will be open all day. He showed glimpses of being a really good receiver in Pittsburgh, in a terrible offense that ran the ball all the time. I think he's going to be unleashed this year in Dallas. They're going to throw. Dallas won't be able to run the ball. I mean, look at their offensive line and who their running backs are. They are going to be throwing all day to Ferguson, Pickens, and Lamb. So I like all the pass catchers for Dallas. My number 2 is a rookie. Let's get a rookie in there. Mr. McMillan, the 8th overall pick for the Panthers. Yes, they drafted Xavier Legette last year, but McMillan is just that good that they're like, all right, he's going to be our number 1. Let's just go with the best available. Rookie of the Year candidate. With Bryce Young doing so well at the end of the year, Panthers are going to be down. What are they going to have to do? Throw the ball. Who are they going to throw to? I don't think Adam Thielen can keep up what he was doing last year. I think McMillan is now going to fill those shoes, and McMillan is going to be a very good fantasy receiver this year. And my number 1 biggest hype man of Drake London this year. He's number 9 receiver. I think he can be as good as the number 4, number 5 behind those other good ones like Lamb, Jefferson, and Chase. This is his breakout year. People have been waiting for Drake London coming out party. Mr. USC man, I think he gets into the top 5 wide receivers this year. I hope that I can get him on the way back. I have the 6th overall pick, so hopefully I get like a Lamb and Jefferson and come back and get Drake London. That is a great start for me to have those two receivers. We have to start 3 receivers, so I usually start with that. I would love to have Drake London. And then his teammate is one of my favorite sleepers that we will talk about. So those are my 3, Pickens, McMillan, and Drake London. Who is your favorite rookie out of this class?
Well, to be honest, I'm going to agree with you. I know you're going to say Tet. So I'm going to go with Igbuka out of Ohio State.
Ooh, yeah.
He's a very skilled, consistent wide receiver. I think he could be what Olave was his rookie year. He obviously overshadowed in college because he played with Marvin Harrison and he played with Jeremiah. So I think he's going to catch a lot of people by surprise about how many balls he's going to catch this year.
Okay. You're not worried about that crowded room?
I mean, I think he's good, and I think he'll be open and he'll catch the ball.
And then Godwin's hurt right now, so I don't know if I don't know the word on. He might not play week 1. So
he's dinged, and Evans is old.
Evans is old, but
yeah, he's still good.
He just produces every year, and then the other McMillan kid, had a good
Jalen,
had a good rookie.
But I think Igbuka's already above Jalen on the depth chart, and Jalen was really good last year.
So okay. For me, my favorite is McMillan, 8th overall pick. Enough said. A lot of people didn't get to watch him at Arizona because they played so late. Very good deep threat, very skilled on his routes. Will help Bryce Young a lot. Bryce Young will be looking for him a lot when he's in trouble. So he's my favorite. My favorite sleeper is a Drake London teammate, Darnell Mooney, the number 2 in Atlanta. It's going to be a really good offense, folks, with Penix. So I like Mooney as a deep sleeper. And then Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle is like, you can get him now in like the 9th, 10th round, which is insane. For what he was doing 3 years ago, with the Dolphins. Tua can get back on track. Waddle and Hill, I think, can help you win some games in your fantasy league. And then I'm avoiding, you already said him, Olave. I want nothing to do with the Saints offense whatsoever. I'll not take any Saints unless Kamara happens to fall in like a deep round. Like, that's the only guy. All these check downs, and then he'll have the ball. He'll run the ball, so he'll have the ball a lot. But who are they going to start at quarterback? Shuck, Rat King, or Jake Hayner? You want nothing to do with that offense, unfortunately. But interesting, one of your sleepers, is he still in the Saints?
Who?
The guy you're about to talk about?
He is, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say this is the only Saint that I want is Rashid Shaheed, currently going 48th. He's number 2 on the Saints, and he's got huge big play upside. He's a great streaming flex guy, and you can get him really late. I got him like 14th round, 13th round, something like that. But he's won me some money in daily fantasy, and he's actually won me some games in season long last year. So.
He had a really good week 1 and then got hurt. Mm-hmm. Out for the whole season.
But check him out the year before, like the last 6 games of the year.
Deep threat.
Yeah.
Can one of their quarterbacks get it to him?
I mean, I think the Louisville kid's going to win the job. Shuck.
They call him Shuck.
That's dumb. That's not spelled that way. But I think that he'll end up winning the job. And he'll have 3 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown quite a few times this year.
And then who are you avoiding? Who do you not want any part of?
So we talked about like the risk in McCaffrey, and I think a lot of the same risk exists in Tyreek. I just checked. He went in ours. He went 3rd round, 2nd pick, so he went 26th overall.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where I would take him, but I don't think I'm going to take him where he's going. Even though, I need to say this, he could win you the league. So could McCaffrey. So is this too much risk in Tyreek for an early round pick for me? If I get him maybe late 3rd, I'm probably on it. I'm not sure about DK Metcalf, so I'm just avoiding him as well. And then I'm going to avoid Xavier Worthy if Rice is playing. I love Xavier in college, and he's a tremendous speed, tremendous talent, but his production with and without Rice is like night and day. So if Rice is playing, Rice is getting the ball. If Rice is not playing, Xavier will have some big plays.
That's something to keep an eye on for sure. All right, that's going to do it. We are going to get into kind of our number 1 pick, who we would take. This is pretty easy. But tight ends, just real quick, besides Brock Bowers, who else would you like?
Let me pull up the rankings real quick. So I still like McBride.
Trey McBride's up there for sure.
I almost never take tight ends early, and back in the day, Kelsey and some guys like that were a consideration. I did take Bowers in my draft recently. I would take McBride. I have one league I'm in that's not a dynasty, but it's 2 keepers, and you get them based on their ADP from the last 2 years. And I'm gonna end up keeping both Bowers and McBride.
Start them.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
And start them both. Bowers 1, 2, and don't forget about your boy George Kittle.
Yeah,
George Kittle.
A lot of sharps love Kittle in the 4th round.
Yeah, love it. I don't know if I can pull the trigger.
I don't think I can either that early, just because he's old. Like I love Kittle, and he might have Fitz is popping in here.
But people love him.
I mean, look,
saw him in the 2nd round, 3rd round. It's crazy.
Yeah, Laporta, maybe. Hawk, maybe. Kelsey, I'm taking him. It's gonna be really late though, like 2 rounds later than where he's going.
My guy is Evan Ingram in Denver.
Yeah, I like Evan Ingram.
Watch out for that.
And to be clear, I like Tucker Kraft where he's going. Tucker Kraft, I got him as my backup tight end in my other league, and I love him as a backup.
There you go.
Don't forget about the 2 rookies, Colson Loveland and Tyler Warren, both definitely worth discussing.
I like that. So, and then at receiver, just the top 10, kind of based on rankings that I forgot to mention. Tier 1, we had Chase, Lamb, Jefferson. Tier 2, Neighbors, Nico Collins, Puka. I think Puka's going to be really good. Now you have Devontae Adams with him instead of Cooper Kupp. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brian Thomas, Drake London's 9, and round out the top 10, A.J. Brown. And don't forget your boy Ladd McConkey. Yeah. Probably a PPR monster.
I took him in the 3rd round. I'm sorry. No, I took McConkey in the 3rd and Trayvon in the 4th, just to be clear. Sorry.
Okay.
I said that wrong earlier.
You got pretty good. So your first 3 were...
Saquon in the 1st, Brock Bowers on the comeback, Ladd McConkey in the 3rd, Travion in the 4th.
That's a good start.
Cortland Sutton in the 5th.
And Baker's your quarterback, though?
Baker in the 7th, yeah.
It's going to hurt you.
Okay, we'll see.
All right, number 1.
All right, one more deep sleeper at tight end. Two guys I want to mention. One is Brenton Strange in Jacksonville.
Brenton Strange.
A lot of people are from it. You can get him for free, right? And then the rookie, Arroyo in Seattle, I think could end up starting by the end of the year. So just something to consider in Dynasty.
Okay, something to consider. Deep leagues. We got our Graybo's League, 16-team league. So Brenton Strange will be drafted, I'm sure.
Yeah.
In that league. And then to round it out, number 1 pick, I think we're both locked in that Jamar Chase would be 1 and Bijan would be 2. So let's talk a little bit about cards. Mm-hmm. Who do you like? Just give me 2 players that you would go after in the card market to start your season.
I think you got to look at Drake May if we believe that New England's going to get 4 games better and he's going to be a fantasy sleeper.
I mean, you look at J.J. McCarthy's market is insane.
Yeah.
For not,
hasn't done anything yet.
And
Not even college.
Drake May is definitely below him right now.
Yeah.
So I'm with you there.
If I gotta get one more, I'm just going through the top picks. I mean, most of these guys, the secret's out on them. Why don't you just give me Travion?
You know how many people have called us already and
Yeah.
asked us if we have any Travion Henderson? And because we are a card shop in Richmond, Travion Henderson, we must get him because he will be a popular sell. So, hope you enjoyed some Graybo's Giblets. Good luck with your fantasy football drafts. You know where to have your draft parlay. Okay, come to Parlay. We have the bays to rent out. You can put your draft boards up on the TV. You can drink some buckets of beer. It's a lot of fun. You can shout at Duke and myself. We'll be here. Maybe buy y'all a drink. And we'll definitely be betting. But stay tuned for this week. We got Moneyline Mac to talk about college football. And we're going to have another Fitz from ESPN Radio to talk about our NFL bets coming up this week. So a lot of football talk. Thank you. And we hope that we see you here at Parlay or Graybo Sports Cards soon.
Giblets.